of this overnight action impact our own markets? Our research team is joining in with the trade setup, the stocks that are likely to be in the news, and of course the setup on the FNO side as well. First up, Vivek joins in to get all the market cues we need to watch out for. Vivek, good morning. Not a very pleasant end to the week and not a very pleasant start to the March series as well.
Absolutely right. The Hormaz, February series, fifth trade series, where you actually saw the Nifty declining. So very weak cues coming in. Now when you're talking about overnight cues, global cues, especially Nasdaq, yesterday saw significant selling pressure. Nvidia was another stock that saw significant selling pressure post results. Oil prices, on the other hand, actually saw 2% rise, so it's a double whammy. This on the back of worries as far as tariffs are concerned. Now Brent now hovering around the $74 a barrel mark. Indian markets, like we mentioned, February series was one of the weakest. Yesterday, what did very poorly? You actually saw the entire cable and wireless back, and also Ultratech Cement on the back of its announcement of capex into the WNC segment, actually seeing itself taking a knock and the entire pack taking a knock as well. Banks and NBFCs, on the other hand, on the back of RBI easing, saw significant buying, and it will be interesting to see whether that can continue. Oil eyes today on whether the March series can start on a positive note. One very important cue today is the fact that the MSCI rejig will happen in the session today. So $1.4 billion of inflow is what India is anticipating, and that is going to be interesting to see whether today evening the FI figure can be positive. Overall, weak cues, a weak Asian start, GIFT Nifty also indicating a gap down start for a market.
Gap down start indeed. Vivek, thanks a lot for that. And that also means that the 22,500 support is under threat. We'll hear more from Sud when he tells us more about the FNO side as well. But some stocks that you need to keep an eye out for today. Of course, it is the start of a new series, so we'll have new entrants in the FNO space. The likes of Tata Technologies, Ireda, IIFL Finance, Patanjali Foods, Titagarh Rail and Amara Raja. These are the 6 names that will begin trading from the futures and options contracts from today. So these are the 6 names that you should keep on your radar today. Granules India is also something that should be on your radar because the much talked about Gagillapur unit has received a warning letter from the US FDA, and the company has said that this may temporarily impact the review of pending product submissions from this facility. It's a key facility for the company. The stock has seen a bit of a knock as well because of this, and they are confident that will be resolved in a timely manner is what they said. Now Coal India as well, because they have levied a 300 rupee per ton charge uniformly across all the northern coalfield units that will be effective from the 1st of May. And because of this, they are expecting additional revenue from almost around 4,000 crore rupees because of this. And northern coalfields has contributed to nearly 19% of Coal India's dispatches in FY25 so far. Now, earnings reactions, KSB, some of the others that were reporting results that were left. Revenue and EBITDA growth of 20% year on year. Margins also expanding 50 basis points. So keep an eye out on that. Schaeffler India, where the revenue and EBITDA growth was in the low teens. The margins, though, have remained flat on a year-on-year basis. And Sanofi, the MNC pharma company that reported results, the net profit was down almost by a third, but EBITDA growth of 20%. There is margin expansion, and they've also declared a dividend of 117 rupees a share. On to some order wins then. Transrail Lighting has won orders worth 2750 crores, mainly from the T&D business, and this has taken the year-to-date order flow in FY25, that is, to almost 7,500 crore rupees is what the company has said. Now, Tata Power, where its arm TP Solar has won orders worth 632 crores. That is from the Solar Energy Corporation of India, and that is to supply 292.5 megawatt peak solar modules as well. So keep Tata Power on your radar. Mangalore Chemicals, because the BSE has issued a no adverse observation certificate in the scheme of arrangement with Paradeep Phosphates. So keep that on your radar. And lastly, a couple of names where the shareholder lock-in is ending today. That is Delta Water and Infra and Premier Energy. So keep all of these names on your radar today. And lastly, Sudarshan joins in with cues from the FNO space. Sudarshan, welcome back. Well, the GIFT Nifty is welcoming you with a shade of red.
Good morning, Hormaz. So we start March series, and this is also the last month of the fiscal, that is FY25. While we have big hopes from this month, but as far as sentiment is concerned, it remains weak. And talking about yesterday's session, we saw Sensex and Nifty closing with minor, like it was little change that we saw with Sensex and Nifty, but fall in the mid-cap index has continued. Yesterday also, mid-cap index was down almost 1%. And in the last 5 series, where Nifty has seen a fall of 14%, and it's the first time since 1996, that is in last 29 years, we have seen Nifty consecutively falling for 5 months. And if you talk about in Feb, it was down 4%, Jan 1%, and it had started from October 2024. In that month, Nifty had fallen 8%. So how are the last few March series? Normally, historical data suggests that after a big fall that we see in the month of Feb, we normally see a minor jump or see a jump in the next month. So in March 2024, it was up 2%. Again, March 2022, it was up 7%. And similarly, even in 21, it was down 5%. But in the previous month, it was in the positive territory. Now, talking about the institutional flows, yesterday, FIs have sold nearly 600 crore, DIs have bought nearly 1730 crore. Even the index futures, FIs have bought more than rupees 950 crore, and they have reduced long positions by 9,800 contracts. But at the same time, they have reduced short positions by almost 36,000 contracts. And with this, FIs longs were now reduced to 16%. On the client side, long exposure remains at 73%. So what all options were active? On the call side, 22,600 and 22,500 call options were the most active ones, and on the put side, 22,500 option was the most active. So what does it suggest? That 22,500 remains very important level, but as far as today's GIFT Nifty indicating, it's indicating that Nifty is likely to start below 22,500. If we fail to hold the level of 22,500, Nifty is likely to slip to levels around 22,300 or below there. So support is concerned as far as per yesterday's data, support for Nifty is 22,500 and resistance is 22,800. Two stocks that I'll keep an eye on. First one is AU Small Finance Bank, and second is SRF if we see the follow-up buying.
Interesting there, Sudarshan. Thanks a lot for that. The GIFT Nifty indicating a gap down, a start below 22,500 for the March series. Take a short